Hello, everybody. Yeah, friends everywhere in the world. This is an interesting thing to have you right here. We're in class, and Coderina Education and Technology Foundation. We're having this fantastic, awesome time to learn together. Um, yeah, we're going to be having the introduction today, and Uh, so many of you have actually registered from different countries of the world, from Nigeria to Kenya to the United States to Canada, and so many of you have actually been wondering what are we going to really learn in this process. Well, I have to tell you that it's going to really be an awesome time of not just a class model, but an interactive system of which you learn and you contribute also to other people learning. So quickly, before I talk about my guests, that are going to be presenting today, I want to just quickly do a few house clearing for you. Uh, we are going to be running this program. We have multiple classes. Some of you register for entrepreneurship, some of you coding for Scratch, Python, and all the likes. So we are going to be having this over 6 weeks, and it's going to really be fun. I bet it with you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hands-on, and everybody's going to really participate in the process of learning. But for today, we're going to do a basic introduction to us about what this whole program is all about. So I have my speakers. I'm going to bring them on shortly. And yeah, but before I bring them up, let me quickly note this to you. Go get your pen and your notes ready on the sideline so that you can actually scribble some things while you're listening, because uh, so many things will be dropped on you and you have an opportunity to post your questions. So then in posting questions on the YouTube platform, on your right-hand side, I hope I'm talking to on the right-hand side right now, you will be able to post your questions there. I know some of you are already posting questions. Good shout out to everybody. And we will respond to your questions. Then you will be sent emails afterwards in a couple of days to introduce you to the learning management system that we're going to use for this whole project. Yeah, we're going to be using something called Google Classroom. You know about that, and it's very easy for you to relate with, but we'll be giving you all the information about that as it goes on. So I'm not going to stand in the way of learning today and fun today, really. So I'll bring on my guests for them to say I am a presenters. Uh, yes. Uh, okay. So Ade, can you say hi to
Hello,
participants at home?
hello everyone. Are you ready to
Yeah,
have fun?
exactly.
Yeah. So my name is Ade. I'm the global coordinator for Africa Code Week, and I'm the founder of Coderina. Nice talking to all of you here.
Yeah. So Ade will be coming back shortly. So I'm going to bring the next person on. So is here. Hello.
Hi, hello to everyone.
Yeah, sorry, Gonzalo.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
How is everybody doing? I'm Gonzalo Mena. I'm a Chilean living in Puerto Rico, and I'm very. It's a pleasure to be here working with you, and I'm going to be sharing and helping you discover entrepreneurship and hopefully help you picking this path for you. So hope you enjoyed this experience and looking forward to talk to you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Gonzalo. I'm going to pull you off the screen, then I'm going to bring my lady on. She's going to. Welcome.
Hi everyone. My name is Brandy Lawrence. I'm the founder of Youth Care Global, and I'll be training you guys on interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence.
All right. So you're welcome, Lawrence, and the participants are going to have more of you uh, shortly. So I'll be bringing on Ade to do. That's going to be the main introduction that we're going to have today. So get ready. I said the other time, every one of you get your paper together and your pen. While you watch, you scribble things out, and then you ask your questions. It's very, very important that you have to ask questions because this is an interactive section. You're going to really understand what I mean by that very soon. So I'm going to be bringing on Adi shortly. Yeah, I'm setting it up. So yes. So Adi, you're going to have the floor. I'm
Yeah,
going to pull up.
can you put that in presentation mode, please? Hello, everyone. My name is Ade. I am a team manager at SAP Ireland. I am the global coordinator for Africa Code Week, and I'm also the founder of Coderina. So what you're going to be learning today is a lot of things, actually. I know a lot of you have been sitting at home for a long time, at least for about 10 weeks. For some, a bit lesser than that for others. And you've been sitting at home, you've been wondering, what can we learn? How can we learn? COVID has disrupted school, the school system, and you've not been able to go to school, but school shouldn't stop because the doors to the school, to the classrooms have been closed. So learning is a lifelong exercise. So you continue to learn every day, even when you're in school, when you're at home, when you're everywhere, you're learning. So I'm going to take you through the program that you're going to be going through for the next couple of weeks, courtesy of the great guys at Coderina who kindly invited me to come join you today. Okay, so John, you can start to move the slides forward. Can you do that? Okay, so I want to make this as interactive as possible. For some of you, you would recognize the faces here so quickly. And for some, you have to look very closely before you recognize them. So, but I want you to start typing into the chat box the names of these people and how many of them that you can recognize. Whoever is able to recognize so many of them or all of them would win a prize. So I'll give you 1 minute to type out the names of these people. And then we go to finding out what these guys do and why they're so very important. Okay, I see names. I see names coming through. I see Mark Zuckerberg. I see Steve Jobs. I see Bill Gates. I see fantastic. Okay, so just a few names that I can see here. I want to see all the other names. Names of everybody on this slide. Whoever gets the I see three, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. So I am not okay. You get to see John. Can you move this forward? So the questions that I have for you, you can start to type now. Who are these people? What do they all have in common? What are the inventions that they've come up with? And can you match the following, the images of the inventors to their invention? So please start typing. Let's see how many we can get right. So I know we've seen Mark Jacobs. Yeah. So I'm following you on Facebook. I can see what you're typing. So keep typing. Oh, wow. Irene Thomas, you named Asoplatna. Very good. Very, very, very good. So the other inventors, they're all great personalities. Fantastic. They're all great personalities. Steve Jobs. They're all billionaires. Temi Fatokun. Guinness Book of Record holders. They're all founders of companies. Fantastic. AFRO, very good. And they're all entrepreneurs. You're very right. Okay, John, can you move the slide forward? So these are the companies, or these are the inventions that these people have founded. They are all founders, they are all inventors, and they've all created something. So you can see what they've created on the screen. They're all business digital entrepreneurs. So you can see one of them created SAP, founded SAP, and another one founded Facebook, Microsoft. One was a pioneer of laser cataract surgery, and one of them made the nerve guns. Fantastic products. I've actually met him. And one of them made iPhone, and one of them made the Segway. So can you start to match who made, okay, let's start with who created SAP, who founded SAP? So we had 4 founders at SAP, but the most prominent one is Asoplatna, like one of you already said. So, okay, so Gayatri Dev. So I want you to tell me the names of all the people that made all these different things or pioneered all of these different things. Steve Jobs, Apple, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Jagdeep Singh, Detmer Op. Yeah, that's one of our founders at SAP. But for the purpose of this exercise, we have the picture of Asoplatna there. And iPhone Nerfgun was at, okay, so Nerfgun. So if you go back to the pictures, John, can you go back to the picture, to the slide where we have all the pictures? Yeah. So you can see Asoplatna there. You can see Mark Zuckerberg there. You can see, who can tell me the name of the only woman that you're seeing on the slide? Yeah, laser cataract surgery inventor. Fantastic. Very good. I think people are beginning to make use of Google, which is another invention, by the way. Okay, so John, could you please move forward? So forward again. Forward again. So you can see, yeah, no, go back. Go back to the last slide. So you can see all the answers here. And oh, what fantastic. Irene Thomas. You got Asoplatna right, and you got Patricia Bath right. So you're going to win an award, and somebody will reach out to you to talk to you about what you're going to win, because all of you will win something. Okay, so move forward, John. So all of these guys that I've showed you, they all have something in common. They're all founders, inventors, entrepreneurs. They're able to think outside of the box, and they have all of the skills and competencies that every human being have to a certain extent, but you just need to develop them. You just need to find yourself. You just need to know what you're strong at, what you're very, very good at. You need to know your strengths, you need to know your weaknesses, you need to know all of those things that will make you very successful in life. And we thought, how do you learn all of these things? Do you learn all of them in school, or are these things that you could pick up from other ways of learning? So the people at Coderina put this together, a comprehensive list of lifelong learning skills that they think every child, every human being, every person should learn. And these skills include creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, leadership, communication, collaboration, information and data management. In this new age, you need information and you need to be able to manage your data. Adaptability, curiosity, and introspection. And I know I'm talking to young people here. So curiosity, that number 9, you have it in abundance. Every child is curious, and that's that's the unique factor that you have, because you have that natural propensity to want to learn, to want to find out things. You don't like people giving you all the answers. You want to be able to ask your questions and be able to find some of those answers. So this is part of what you're going to be learning through this process. And how are you going to learn them? John, can you move forward, please? So the courses that they put together, so initially, this was put together to trial a program that we're trying to move our program Africa Code Week virtual. And we decided, okay, let's trial, bring a couple of kids together and teach them coding so we can test run how this is going to work in the virtual environment now that schools are open. And then I bounced the idea of the Coderina crowd, and they came up with this bucket list saying, if we're doing only coding at this time, we may not be able to get as many. So let's try to throw out a catch-all where we'll be able to get kids who are interested in art, kids who are interested in science, kids who are interested in mathematics, and all of the other things. Because we know not every child will be a coder, but learning how to code will change your life completely. So, and I'm still going to talk to you about Africa Code Week shortly. So these are the programs that they put together that you're going to be going through during the course of 6 weeks. Number 1 is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? You're going to find out about that later. Entrepreneurship, design thinking. You're going to learn about programming. And we're going to introduce you to the Africa Code Week of way of programming, using a program called Scratch, developed by MIT. MIT is the #1 ICT school in the world, ostensibly. So, and we're going to be teaching you Python. We're also going to be teaching you computational thinking. All of these courses are things that will build you up as a complete human being, that will be able to take you through life, and you won't lack anything. You have all the requisite skills that you need to survive in the knowledge economy. Can you go forward? Right, John. Okay, so what's lifelong learning skills? What's emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. People with a high degree of emotional intelligence know what they are feeling, what their emotions mean, and how these emotions can affect other people. A lot of things, people are going through so many things at this time, most especially young kids. You've been away from school for a long time. Okay, so you're going to hear robotics is part of it. And we're going to show you all of that. I know somebody's asking about robotics. So different times, hopefully. Yeah, all of the programs will run at different times. So a lot of people are going through different things. Your parents are at home. Some of the parents have lost their jobs. Your father, your mom is at home. Probably they used to go to work. Now they can't go to work. And this would affect them psychologically. And that carried over effect of the anger they're feeling and all of those things biting them inside may be transferred to people around them. And because you've been away from school for a while, you're you've not been socializing the way you used to socialize when you go to school, where you meet your friends and you interact, you play on the playground, and you do all of those wonderful things together, and you're not able to do those things anymore. And this is playing on your mind somehow. Even if you don't realize that this is bothering you, it's there somewhere. And you just see yourself snapping when your sister or your brother asks you a question. You go, oh, leave me alone. And then your brother or sister will start to feel neglected. And then in your head, you're realizing, oh, why did I do that to my brother? Oh, it's because I'm angry. Why are you angry? So part of what we're going to be taking you through, it's a process, and you're going to hear much about that later. It's a process where you're able to manage and control your emotions and know that your emotions or what you do affect people around you. So can you go on? So you learn more about emotional intelligence. Can you go forward? I've already spoken about stuff that you have here. Oh, somebody is crying already. Why are you crying? Bikram Sharma. So we showed you inventors, entrepreneurs earlier. What are the differences between an inventor and a consumer? Somebody who doesn't make anything, who just consumes everything. Do you know what the differences are? Okay, I see people are typing. Yeah, you can attend all the classes. Yeah, you get the presentation and you can see it again. So can you tell us what the differences are between somebody who makes something and somebody who doesn't make anything? So can you start to type? An inventor is someone who pioneers an idea. Fantastic. The consumer takes advantage of the inventor. That's very interesting. And when we get into it, I'll get you to explain that. Okay. While a consumer uses a product, all along with the classes B, they be 1 hour, because we know that kids cannot focus. Your attention span is around 20 minutes, and then you need to take a break and then do something else. So we were actually going to use Zoom, but I was told today that because over 700 people registered for this, whilst we were expecting only 20 to 30 to register, that they had to move to live stream. So go ahead, John, can you please move this forward? So you can see the differences here, listed here. An inventor thinks, uses his or her mind, and tries his or her hand at something new. An inventor believes that things, objects, products, and anything can be made better. An inventor sees a problem and finds a fix. An inventor makes things better and make better things. An inventor can. That's the most important thing. An inventor can. An inventor has the right attitude to life, which is, I can do it. I can make it happen. And an inventor tries. The inventor will try something just to ensure that that thing can be done. But John, can you move forward? Whereas a consumer will not try at all. The default answer for a consumer is, you ask a consumer, can you do this? I go, oh no, I can't. Can you solve this sum? Arithmetic sum? No, I can't. Can you write a poem about something? No, I can't. Can you try to work with a group of people to create something new? No, I can't. So it's can't versus can. So at the end of this program, I'm sure you have that mind shift where you're not saying can't. Everything for you going forward will be I can. So a consumer believes that somebody or someone else will invent it anyway. I don't need to make anything. Somebody will make them anyway. I just need to go to school, have good grades, and be able to work for somebody so I can buy those things that other people are creating. You can make anything. You only need to put your mind to it. So a consumer cannot think. It depends on other people to do the thinking. And they just, like one of you said earlier, take advantage of the inventor and just consume what the inventor has created. And a consumer is very lazy. They stay in bed all day long. They don't do anything. They just, I can't do anything because I just believe that other people will do it. So can you move it forward? So why are we here? So we want to help you think. We want to help you think and use your mind and stretch your imagination and let you try your hands at something new and interesting. We want to give you that attitude that you can make anything, that you're only limited by your own imagination. You can fly. I'm sure you've all heard that song, I Believe I Can Fly. You can fly. You only just have to put your mind to it that and you surely will. So you can become inventors and creators. John, can you go on? John, can you move this forward? So how are we going to do it? So we're going to introduce you to so many programs. We're going to teach you how you could build things through robotics, how you could code what you built. You can make them animated so they can move from one position to the other, so you can see your invention or your thoughts come to life right in front of your eyes. So you put together a robot, then we'll teach you how to code it. Coding is that language that every child deserves to be able to speak and speak very fluently in this new age. Meaning, even if you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're anything, there are certain things that you learn from coding that will take you through life. When you learn that code, when you're writing, when you're programming, things don't always work right the first time. So you're going to learn how to be patient. You're going to learn that you do things and you try again. You fail sometimes until you can fail no more, because you can only fail to a certain extent. And when you think you failed, you've not actually failed. You've only found a way that will not work. And then you try again. So we've been running Africa Code Week in Africa for the last 5 years. And we've been able to empower over 8 million kids. Some of you here, I'm sure you've participated in Africa Code Week. And some who haven't, definitely you have to participate, and this is coming your way, and that's going to be discussed extensively during the course of the program. And you can see other programs that you're going to benefit from, like the Scratch. You're going to be doing a lot of Scratch, and you're going to be doing a lot of project-based learning and robotics through First Lego League, First Tech Challenge, first Lego Explore, which used to be known as Junior First Lego League for younger kids, where you build amazing robots and come up with crazy innovative ideas. So John, can you move on? And then you're going to be introduced to the process of design thinking. Remember, I've been telling you that it's possible to make anything. Yes, it's possible to make anything. But the issue is, if you make something, you need to have a method. If you want to make something, you need to have a method or an approach to be able to make those things that you want to make. There are certain tested processes or approaches that you can use to master how to make a product, or how to make anything, or how to make a process better, or how to refine, even in your classroom for teachers. I'm sure there's some teachers here. In your classroom, you can introduce design thinking and do this exercise, some of the exercises that we're going to be showing to you later, that we're going to be going through, to take your students through the process of design thinking. You can see all the different phases here, where you first empathize. Remember, we talked about emotional intelligence, where you develop empathy for others. So if you want to design a product, you need to, I'll let Gonzalo is still going to tell you more about that. If you want to design a product, for example, when Steve Jobs wanted to make iPhone, he looked at the customer. Who do I want to make this for? And why do I need to make this? He empathized with the customers. He put himself in the position of the customer, in the customer's shoe, and identified the key things that he would love to see in the product. And from then, he started to define a problem statement. What problem am I trying to solve? And then he gathered his team together, and they started to brainstorm on ideas, where you start throwing out ideas. And I know kids have a lot of ideas in their heads. But I say to people, if you have an idea that's keeping you awake at night, that you need to get up from the bed and do something about it. If the idea is not making you sleep, you need to wake up and do something about it. So when you start to brainstorm, ideate, and use other techniques that you use to ideate, you start to see your product come out to life. And then you could prototype, create a small mini prototype, and then test your product. And then you go back into the empathy, to the empathize phase. So this goes in a loop. So you continue to try and try and try again, refining your product. You're able to make the product. But you're going to hear more about this further down the line. John, so I'll round up I have just a few more slides to go before we bring on Gonzalo. So we'll teach you computational thinking, how you can break big problems into small chunks. And these problems you're able to tackle, because if the problem is so big, it's difficult to solve. But if you break it into smaller problems, you're taking them one step at a time. So you're taking baby steps to solve the problem till you're able to solve, or you're going to learn more about this, how to do that. John, you can go ahead. And then you're going to learn about entrepreneurship. That's the thing. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Where you start to think like an entrepreneur, we'll take you through the different phases of entrepreneurship and how the techniques to make you become an entrepreneur. Any child can become an entrepreneur, anybody. You just need to have the right approach. You need to have the right people working with you. You need to have the right team around you, and you'll be able to make magic happen. Now, go ahead. Can you move forward? So could PowerPoint be sent to? Yeah, you're going to receive the PowerPoint. So how are we going to be sure that you've taken something away from the 6 weeks training that you're going to get? We're going to measure your progress regularly. We're going to go at the pace of the slowest, because We know some people, people assimilate, people learn at different rates, at different levels. So I'll show you the breakdown of the levels as well. It's going to be fully practical. You can see that I've been getting you engaged by asking you questions that you're typing, and that's the mode that this is going to take. So you're going to, it is going to be completely interactive. You'll be putting in it won't be just a teacher standing in front of the classroom and just, telling you what to do. It will be you telling the teachers what to do once in a while. So, and just to let you know, you have people from kids from around the world. We have from Canada, from India, from Kenya, from Ghana, from Nigeria, represented in this class. So this has become like a world class. So you'll be working with people from other countries where you'll be sharing ideas. What they're seeing around them will be different from what you're seeing around you. And you can share ideas and you see the world through their eyes. So we measure the outcomes, and then in some of the courses, like Africa Code Week, you're going to get certified. And I think there's CS First there somewhere that you're going to get certified as well. So meaning you're going to get out of this with certification. You can apply what you learn from this training in real life. So it's not something abstract. It's not you just going to learn something abstract and then you walk away, you don't know how to apply the things that you learned. So this is going to be different. You're going to take information from here and be able to make use of those information. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing some of your inventions and some of the, because we have a big event coming up where we're going to be calling for applications from young kids from around Africa to say, whatever you've been able to create, show us. And we want to see who's made the best, who has the best invention, youth invention in Africa. So please go ahead, John. So like I said, we're going to go at the pace of the slowest. The modules will be in basic level, intermediate level, and advanced level. John, can you move forward? So the schedule of activities will be sent to you by email. I don't know if John told you earlier that maybe there'll be a central platform where information will be put, so you don't get too many emails. So you'll be able to see, receive just go to that place to get information. So yeah, each week through the term is going to be 1 hour. Maybe it'll be 20 weeks. I'm sure it's going to be 20 minutes of training. Then you take a break to do an exercise, and then you do another 20 minutes, and then you're given an assignment to bring to the next class. So John, can you go ahead? So sometimes it will just be to code, sometimes it'll be to design, and the most important thing is that this is coming to you free, because a lot of kids are at home now. Those whose parents are very rich, they can afford to send them to get them online training and all of these things. But because we want every child to benefit from this, John, you can go to the last slide. The reason why this is completely free is because you see what's on the last slide. John, we don't want any child to be left behind. So every child anywhere in the world must benefit, must learn. So thank you, everybody. If you have any questions for me, you can start typing them and I'll start answering them. So John, over to you.
All right. All right. I think we need to give a round of applause to Adi for giving us a fantastic introduction to the session. Now, thank you, Adi, so much for what you've been able to dish out to everybody. And kind of like, I know expectations are really, really high from everybody because I've been seeing a whole lot of questions. It's been, and we have over 100 viewing already. I think I was seeing 120 something, and it's growing. Thank you, everybody, for actually coming around, and hope you already have some information that is really, really vital for you to really get yourself together, get your act together, and be a part of all the classes that we're going to have because it's going to really, really be exciting. Um, uh, I think some of the questions have been answered already by Ade, and he's going to get on the chat box and actually be answering some more additional questions that you may have for his session. So thank you, Ade, for the presentation. Really appreciate it so much. I'll gradually be bringing on Gonzalo right now. So thank you so much. So I'll put you on the screen. Yeah. So we're going to be having Gonzalo shortly. Yes. So while I fix the presentation, I'm going to bring Gonzalo on the screen right now.
Hi.
So you're welcome, Gonzalo.
Mhm.
So you can actually start to speak while I set up your presentation.
Oh,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you very much. Well, nice again to be talking to you. It was a very nice introduction from Ade, and what I'm going to be sharing with you during these 6 weeks is about entrepreneurship and how to put all the tools and all the learning that you're going to be doing here into action for yourselves and for your communities and your societies. So, um, first, a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneurship and innovation teacher from Chile. I had the amazing chance to come to Puerto Rico because of entrepreneurship to help with a program here. And during that trip, I was very lucky to meet Ade. Uh, and we became fast friends. And now I'm here talking to you through different continents. It's amazing what technology can do and how even though we are locked down by because of the coronavirus, we can still do this kind of amazing things and well help change things. So the well, the introduction for this is why entrepreneurship is important. Uh, it's in my experience, and I've seen for over 13 years of being in this world that entrepreneurship helps people realize their potential. When we go to school, let's say we're not good at math. That was my case. I was very bad at math, and always thought that I was not smart because I always fail at math. And that of course brings problems. I thought that I was not good at things, that I was never going to be able to create a company, that was never going to be able to have a good job because I wasn't smart enough. But when I got into entrepreneurship, I realized that there's a very different set of abilities that we all have, and they all are needed to build the things that we need for the future. Apparently, we have the presentation ready. Mhm. It's loading, loading. Never underestimate yourself. That's a very good advice. It took me years to learn that. Okay, so it helps you understand that you are good at that. It helps you discover your abilities, your skills, It helps you create teams and discover how you can be a part of a team, can lead a team even, and change things. So let me just quickly. Uh, okay, and I'm going to give you a statement that I've heard on one of the first entrepreneurship workshops that I took. That it sounded really fake at the beginning, but now I've realized that it's very true, and is that entrepreneurship can save the world, and it will save the world. It's only up to us to take this chance. What we're going to learn here during this next weeks is different methodologies. Are mentioned a little bit about it with design thinking, of how to detect problems around us, how to organize ourselves to create solutions to that problem, and how to make that idea come true. That is basically what an entrepreneur is. It's not a career. It's not something you study on a college. It's not, of course, you can study and prepare and get a lot of technical information about it, but entrepreneurship is a way of seeing life. You see a problem around you, and you fix it. You don't wait for the government to fix it. You don't wait for anybody else to fix it. You see a problem and you try to solve it. You get people around you to help you, and you solve the problem. Um, and entrepreneurship is also about collaboration. One thing that I've realized is that when you get into the job world, there's a lot of inequalities depending on what colleges you study, if you went to college or not, what are your skills, where are you from. There can be a lot of difference in levels, and people, it's still, you can still feel it at work, and that is, it's a very sad problem. But in entrepreneurship, people don't matter because of what they study or because of where they come from. They matter because um, of the ideas that they have, the passion that they have, and how hard they work. So it helps level the playing field in terms of what we can do, the chances that we get. I, for example, didn't finish college, and because of entrepreneurship and the passion that I put into it, I got to come and live in the Caribbean now, and I have friends and colleagues all over the world that are amazing people doing amazing things. And that is all because I just love what I do, and put uh, all my effort into it. Um, but I think that the first question usually is, how do I begin this? So what is the first step that I need to take in order to start building something, start creating something? You just, all of you that are listening to this, you took the first step. You went out of your comfort zone and took this class, and you're going to learn something new, and you're going to face the unknown. You're going to get into a new world that you don't know much about, perhaps you don't know anything about, but you want to try something new. You want to learn something new because you want to change something in your lives, in the lives of your family, in your society. And that's what we're here for, to help you with this. And a resource that I recommend for you to review is YouTube. Whatever questions you have about entrepreneurship, about uh, thank you, John, about what to do, how to turn ideas into realities, where resources can you find. You can find a lot of that in YouTube in every language. So use that resource for your advantage whenever you can. Yeah, we're basically in the last slide right now. So yeah, a quick recapitulation while John gets the slide. It's entrepreneurship is a mindset. Remember, it's not something to study. You can be an entrepreneurship at any age, in any country, in whatever situation. Just need to find problems around you. We are surrounded by problems. Doesn't matter where you live. There's always problems, situations that need to be solved, and we solve them through collaboration, working with others, with people that know more than us, people that know the same as us, that are equally passionate about something that we want to solve, and we work for it. And yeah, well, a good point that is on the slide here is that because of entrepreneurship, we connect with people in a different way, because we're not connected by what college city we went to or what city do we live in, but by our passions and the problems that we have and that we want to solve. Um, and that's a very good way to connect with people. You get to know people really well here. And just if you can jump to the last one, that is the small task that I'm going to give everybody to for the next week. There we go. Thank you. So for next week, I'm going to ask you to find a problem around you. I know there's a lot of problems, but just choose one problem, and choose a problem that you're passionate about, something that is very important for you, something that you're living, experiencing constantly, something that it hurts you daily when you wake up. Like I said, that the problem that doesn't allow you to sleep, the problem that keeps you awake at night, the problem that bothers you is in your head the whole day. Choose that problem. That is going to give you the power, the energy to solve it. And for next week, I'm going to ask you to, well, pick this problem and create a solution, just the title of the solution. It doesn't matter how crazy it is. Remember what I said, just the imagination is your limit, and become an inventor. Just create whatever weird, crazy idea you think can solve the problem around you. Just the title. I see a problem with my neighborhood that, I don't know, in this um, times of lockdown and coronavirus. Let's say, for example, there's a lot of elderly people that live alone, that they don't have the tools, tech tools, to connect with all the help that we are receiving right now. So I'm going to create a community that is going to help elderly people connect with their neighbors, so they can help them navigate technology and get the most out of this lockdown period. Something like that. We're going to be sharing this presentation with you so you can read it properly in with nice size and in your time. But that's just the comment that I give you. Find a problem that you're passionate about, and create a weird, crazy solution. And we're going to teach you how to turn those crazy ideas into reality. So thank you for the opportunity of working with you, of helping you. It's a real pleasure for me to be here. And I'm going to be sharing my email with you guys. So whenever you have any question and you need help, feel free to write me, and I'll be more than happy to help. Have a great day, and see you next week. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Gonzalo. That was an interesting presentation, and for the fact that everybody here understands the fact that they can be inventors themselves. They can put up something new. It doesn't matter. It's not for the jig guys, but you can actually just look around you. There's always something that you can create, and that's the initiation of every creativity and entrepreneurship. So thank you, Gonzalo, and I
My
hope
pleasure.
every participant here would be interested in really going the path, because now one of the beautiful things is that you've actually gone the path yourself, so you can really explain to them in the real sense of what it means to be an inventor, what it means to be an entrepreneur, and it's what the world needs right now. So thank you very much, Gonzalo, and we're going to share the information that you have. So I'm going to be pulling you off the screen right now. So I'm going to be bringing up the lady here. Yes. So I have a lady in the house. So, Brian's Lawrence, you have the floor. So
Hi,
you can
everyone.
go ahead.
Thank you so much, Coderina, for giving me this opportunity to help train young people like myself and those that are even younger during their transitioning process into adulthood. My name is Brian Lawrence. I am the founder of Youth Care Global. At Youth Care Global, we are dedicated to providing safe haven for young persons where we focus on developing their um, physiological and emotional intelligence. So for me, being a young person who had to transition into adulthood. My emotions was a big one for me. I, I had to learn how to manage my emotions. I had to learn how to understand that people's choices, what people do or how people react, is their choices. And I also had the choice to choose how I respond to their actions. When people act on things, how I react to it was completely my choice. So knowing that and slowly learning how to develop my emotional intelligence on how to first understand that we're human being first before anything, and then slowly develop myself on how to, okay, if that person is acting this way, or if there is a situation when you walk into a situation, say example, you walk into a room full of people and there's chaos and you're not sure what's going on. Are you to jump in and start, increasing the chaos, or are you to look back and watch and then start to think of how to help solve the problem or how to help ease tension? So by slowly developing myself, seeing myself in different situations, and building myself on how to develop, on how to be able to understand, put myself first in people's shoes, and then think about how they are feeling or what may have led to why they are reacting the way they react, helped me to begin to build my emotional intelligence. So during the course of this training, I'll be covering how to help a young person develop the same skills that I now have. How you are able to learn, or for those who already have these skills, how to even be more aware of it, and um, how to further develop it and how to implement it, whether in your school environment or for those of us that are already working in your working environment. Think for a minute of a perfect person. Who is that to you, your hero, that one person that you've never ever seen have issue, you've never ever seen quarrel, or that person that walks into a room and solves everybody's problem, that person that walks into a room that, when the person speaks, everybody listen. Why is that person? What comes to mind when you think of that person? You might think of people who never let their anger, who never let their temper get out of control, no matter what the problems is or no matter what the situation is when they walk into a room. You might also think, for young persons, you might think of that teacher in your school that's so nice that everybody seems to like, that teacher that listens to the students, that teacher that is always there when you need to speak to them, that teacher that always make a careful informed comment or take decisions that help solve a problem when it be. These are some of the qualities of people with high degree of emotional intelligence, and you too can build yours during the course of this 6 weeks training. You'll be able to learn how to build yours. During this training, we will look at why emotional intelligence is so important for young people who are transitioning into adulthood. During while you're transitioning into your adulthood, the different challenges, you grow from being a child, now you're growing, you're in high school, and you're having to just grow up and be 18 and know everything, and you're expected to behave a certain way, you're expected to act a certain way. And for those of us who are already adults and were put in a situation where we just don't know how to react. So why during these 6 weeks you will learn how to first develop your emotional intelligence and how to apply it to situations when they are happening around you or when you walk into a situation. like Jide had already said earlier on, he said that he gave a definition of what emotional intelligence was, but I'll just bring us back to it a little bit. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of other people around you. So during the course, you will learn how to know what you're feeling, what your emotions means, and how those emotions can affect other people around you. Because sometimes when we do things, we are quick to say this is how I'm feeling, but we don't pause for a minute to think, how does my actions, because I'm feeling this way, I've acted this way because I feel this way, how does it affect the next person? How do I be strong for the next person, especially around this time with the COVID going on, and we have our parents who would normally go to work, they are no longer going to work. Some of them had even lost their job at this point, and you're a young person and you're wondering, why is daddy cranky or why is mommy cranky? Now when you start to understand what they're feeling, because in one hand they're thinking schools are going to come back on, how do we pay the bills, how do we send our kids back to school, all of these emotions is what's going on. So it's very possible for you to want to have a conversation, or even play with mom or dad that they snap at you. When you go through this 6 weeks training, you do understand when you're in the situations like that where they snap at you, how you can manage the situation as a young person. And then for parents, if there are parents here, they would also learn how to, in spite the chaos in the world today, how to be able to manage our emotions in order to be able to understand that kids don't necessarily just think of what their parents is going through, because half the time they don't have the ability to understand it just yet, but that we understand that what we think is a big issue to us, or rather what we think is a small issue to us, is a huge issue to someone else. So making a trip might be a big issue to someone, whereas just having a good night's sleep could be an issue to the next person. So understanding that as our faces are different, we also have different problems, but it doesn't mean that this person's emotional need is a lot higher than the next person just because of what the differences are between them. So for young persons transitioning into adulthood, developing your emotional intelligence is essential. After all, who more is likely to succeed? So this is me asking a question now. Would it be a young person who shouts at people when he is under stress, when they're under stress, or a young person who stays in control and calmly assess situation? So again, if you walk into a space where they are fighting and you join in the fight, or where they're having conversations and you join in the conversations without actually assessing and understanding what created the fight in the first place, or what had created what they are talking about, calmly, in order to be able to assess that situation and then be able to make a positive input to whatever the conversation or whatever the chaos is. In this training, you'll be able to learn how to do that, how to walk into a space or how to be within your friends, observe what's going on, and see how to add a constructive, whether it's criticism or a solution to a problem. In our training, I will be covering the 5 key elements of emotional intelligence. So the 5 key elements of emotional intelligence, they are self-aware. Self-awareness, it's basically being able to understand your surrounding, being aware of your environment, not just your environment, but also aware of other people who are around you, how they are feeling, what's happening, just knowing that, okay, this is happening around me, that's happening around me, the other is happening around me, and how do I fit in, or how do I stand out? 2, we would be looking at self-regulation. Self-regulation is being accountable, self-accountability, how to manage your time, how to be responsible for yourself and other people around you. Would also be looking at motivation. What is that thing that motivates you? What motivates you may be completely different from what motivates the next person. What wakes you up in the morning? What gets you out of the bed? How do you even get motivated when you're emotionally really down? How do you get motivated? During this course of the 6 weeks, you would be able to learn how to motivate yourself, how to tell yourself it can only get better from here. Because there are lots of us who are now able to manage situations and know that even if I had failed, say for an entrepreneur, even if you had failed many times, you've tried to do stuff many times, you're actually not failing. You're just taking a step forward every time, because for every time you fail, you learn. But when you're really down, when all hope is gone, when there is absolutely nothing you can do anymore, how do you get up from the floor? Because the key to success, the key to being able to achieve your goals is to keep moving no matter what. If you can't run, you will jog. If you can't jog, you'd work. If you can't work, you crawl. So long as you're not at the stop point. We will be teaching you during the course of the 6 weeks how to stay motivated, how to lift yourself up. Empathy. For is empathy. Empathy would be looking at how to first have empathy for your own self, which is not beating yourself, because it's very important. If you don't love yourself, there is no way you're going to love someone else. So we will be teaching you how to have empathy first on yourself and then empathy towards others. Because when you understand what it means to have empathy for your own self, you'll be able to put other people in your shoes, or put yourself in other people's shoes, and be able to also have empathy for them. Social skills. That's the last one. Social skills. In social skills, we would be looking at how to first network, interact with people, socialize with people. There is a lot of young persons who are not able to socialize, who are not able to interact, who are different, and you feel different. You feel you're not the same with other young persons. How do you fit in? How do you socialize with other people via work or during school? We'll be able to teach you. We'll be able to go through the processes, the stages of how you can develop your own self and be able to socialize with people. And I believe that once you understand these 5 areas, you would be able to and we are able to develop them during the course of this training. We would help you to develop them while we're training you. Once you're able to develop them and you now know how to manage these areas, you would see that you would constantly grow. Things that were big deals, things that were, oh, can't do, slowly and eventually becomes can do. Because the idea is to be able to say, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Because the difference between you and anybody in this life is time and opportunity. Once we've helped you build your emotional intelligence, you'd be able to understand people around you. You'd be able to understand why this person is different from this person, and how you can build yourself and become the best version of yourself, the best version that you can be, and have people also now look up to you and learn from you. And most importantly, you'll be able to transfer these skills that you will learn to other people and also help them grow. Because the more you learn how to manage these 5 key elements of the emotional intelligence, of your emotional intelligence, the higher your emotional intelligence becomes. So you learn them first. We help you learn them. We help you understand them. We help you develop them, and we help you to, within the course of the 6 weeks, we would also have exercise that would help you put them into practice. You would put them through practice. You would put them through practice. You would practice them during the course of the 6 weeks, and hopefully you would be able to see the changes within the 6 weeks, and you would also be able to carry it further. And so if you join me during my sections to learn about emotional intelligence and the 5 skills elements, and examine how you're able to grow and develop yours, you would see a huge difference in everything that you do. So I'm looking forward to having you work with you in the next 5 weeks for you, in order to help you develop the skills. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian. That was a lovely section. and you've been able to bring up the 5 things that very, very key to emotional intelligence and empathy. It's very, very important for everyone, young people, to really have that going forward, especially the COVID-19 period has actually taught us that a whole lot of things could actually change in life. So life is not
Yeah.
linear. You
Yeah.
understand? So thank you very much for the presentation, and we know that folks will really like so much from taking the course and learning from you continually. So we'll still be having Brian's in the course of the training and program. So thank you so much. So
Thank
I'm
you
going to,
so much. Thank you.
yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, so you're having me right now, John, and I'm trying to round off for us. But before we do that, I would want to ask you the following question. In Ade's session, Ade talked, gave you a introduction about a whole lot of things. Can you mention 2 things on the chat, in the YouTube chat? 2 things that you remember the most about what Ade talked about. So I want to drop it on the chat. Wanted to know what's the 2 most important things that you remember. Yeah, he said a whole lot of things, but what are the things that you want to take away? From Ade's section? Can you give us 2 things? Then Gonzalo talked about entrepreneurship. It was really wow. If you already identified the problem that you wanted to solve in your area, drop it in the chat also. We would look at it. We wanted to know if you're already thinking about the kind of thing that the kind of problem that you really want to solve. Is it that you want to provide a challenge to, okay, COVID-19 is here, so many things, so many inventions, people are designing things. What do you think you could actually bring up even after COVID-19? Gonzalo talked a lot of things about how entrepreneurs think of problem solving, trying to innovate. So drop if you're thought of 1 or 2 things that you probably think you can solve, trying to bring it up. And then finally, Brian talked so much about emotional intelligence. How many of you remember the 5 things that she talked about that are key to to emotional intelligence that should be discussed about? So if you remember the 5 things, just put it on the chat. So while I round up. So thank you very much. We are really delighted that you came on board today for the introduction section. We are really, really the fact that you really want to learn a whole lot of things, and we are assured of something that a lot of speakers, a lot of facilitators are going to be coming across to you on your email box, coming live to you like this, and then you'll be getting a whole lot of presentation from them. So get ready to learn, get ready to be shaken off from your comfort zone, and get ready to be an entrepreneur. So do not forget, by 4 p.m. in the letter in the message you see joining this session, you're told that for those people that are going to be interested in robotics, mostly those that already have some robots around, yeah, you can join the Zoom session. The link is inside the attachment that was sent to you, the email that you used to register. So check out the Zoom link and join by 4 p.m. GMT Nigerian time, and there are other times that have been written over there. So the robotics session is going to be taking place 4 p.m. So I hope you won't want to miss that on Zoom. Okay, I got a message there, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, so by Wednesday, you get the schedule for what we're going to have for next Saturday, and you're going to get materials to prepare yourself for the next class on Saturday. So look out for our email. I will be ready to following along in learning. And then we are pulling everybody to categories because we already have over 700 people, participants on this session already. So, and we want to make sure that every one of you learn something, and every one of you and have fun learning, because learning doesn't have to be learning is fun, because learning is a continual thing. You learn throughout your life. So we want to really showcase that. We want to model that for you in the course of these classes. So by Wednesday, you're going to be receiving an email from us, and then you get to know how you prepare going forward. Thank you very much. I hope you're dropping your messages on the chat on the question that I asked. What are the 2 things that you learned most from at a session, and have you discovered a problem that you want to surround you, and also what are the 5 things that Brian is talking about during our presentation. So I'll be looking at the chat right now, and then I expect you to bring up your presentation. Bring up your answers. Okay. We are, through your email addresses also, we're sharing the presentations that you had today. So we're going to try as much as possible. So the email that was used to register, you used to register. So, and if you have not registered, perhaps you just picked up this link from a friend. Make sure that you register on the platform. I think the link has been sent from the Coderina, from the moderator. So please register so that we can actually have you into the further sessions that we're going to be having. So yeah, we're going to drop off every of the information across to you. So thank you very much for your time. I'm going to be off here, but we're going to leave the chat for a couple of minutes more for you to interact, relate, and grab a cup of coffee, tea, water, juice, and have a nice time. So thank you very much. See you very soon.